is an ESPN special presentation.
ESPN, the world's leader in motorsports coverage, presents Speed World. Today, live from North Wilkesboro Speedway in North Carolina, it's the First Union 400 NASCAR Winston Cup race. And you could not ask for more perfect weather conditions, hardly a cloud in the sky, zero chance of rain, at a very comfortable 68 degrees. Hi, everyone. I'm Bob Jenkins. Welcome to North Wilkesboro. Now, each year, 3 pressure-packed short-track races are run during the spring, 3 during the fall. This is the second of the year here at the 5/8 mile oval at North Wilkesboro. Our bush track description, well, North Wilkesboro is a 5/8 mile oval. The banking in turns 1 and 2, 14 degrees. You come off of that onto a relatively flat backstretch, banked at only 3 degrees, and the length of the backstretch is 670 feet. Turns 3 and 4, just about the same as turn 1 and 2.
Yes, the banking is the same at 14, but when you come off of turn 4, Bob, you go downhill into turn 1. Of course, when you come off of turn 2, you go uphill into turn 3.
And it is absolutely beautiful here weather-wise. The crowd is on its feet cheering the start of the race. The green flag is out, and here we go.
Welcome to North Wilkesboro, and real quick, I gotta tell you, we are running no damage and no cautions here. I've done some testing here, and it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss with the AI here. Seems like if a caution, if a wreck happens in a certain place on the track, everyone flips out, and you have problems pretty much all race long. And there's been times where I've gone, and full disclosure, I was running the actual race here for our season, as usual, full damage, yellow flags, the whole deal. And by lap 70, and it sounds like it was fun, but it really wasn't. By lap 70, we had 12 cars left in the race. Everyone else had DNF'd with wrecks. So, I don't want to put the AI at a disadvantage, and because we know how to navigate the wrecks and navigate just navigate the accidents and everything on track, I decided just to turn damage off. And cautions off as well. And whatever happens, happens. And again, there's a chance that the next 153 laps we don't have any issues at all. The points coming into this, we are in first place now. We're, I think it's 6 points ahead of Rusty Wallace. Alan Kulwicki took a big hit at Bristol. And I don't remember anything else from the points.
Still there. Clear inside.
If we ever get to drive on our own, you'll hear a difference in the engine. Along with, and it was a shame. Along with running those 70 or so laps, I forget how many it was actually that I just said. I also ran cockpit view. I was going to start running cockpit view, and after I took a step back from running that race, and I, basically canceled the race after all the wrecks and everything, I started getting little dizzy spells, and that was something I've always dealt with when running cockpit view on certain games. And I had hoped I had kicked that so we could run it on our season here, but it's just not going to happen. But in running that view, I fell in love with the cockpit engine sounds, because it's a much more throaty, bassy sound. So I jumped into the sound pack files and I changed it so we get the cockpit sounds from this camera. This is a nice looking North Wilkesboro track. Again, we have some AI issues that if the workaround is what we're doing here with no damage and no cautions, so be it. I decided to start 30th, I think 28th, because of that. And see if we can work our way up through the pack without a caution by the end of the race, see where we're at, and then that'll give us a good gauge for what we do late in the season when there's a much bigger North Wilkesboro race with 4 or 5 races to go in the season with the championship on the line. What else? Yeah, I probably throw up the race analysis. We have 60-ish laps on a modified fuel pit window for the AI. Without cautions, we don't have to worry about any weird window. They'll pit 60, 120, and that's it. I can't remember if we get mechanical DNFs when there's no damage. I cannot remember. What we got to do is stop skidding the tires going into 3.
Car inside. Still there. Clear.
Like this.
Outside. Still there. Clear. Car outside. Clear outside. Outside.
But yeah, anybody that follows sim racing, follows NASCAR in general, North Wilkesboro in this past year, most likely, a little bit longer, a little bit, it was probably a couple years in the making, pretty sure. Dale Earnhardt Jr. had undertaken a massive project to clean up the abandoned North Wilkesboro track where they stopped running NASCAR in 1996. He gathered some people together, got it all cleaned up so that iRacing could laser scan it and put it into the game. And it debuted during the COVID Cup back at the beginning of COVID when all the drivers were running iRaces.
Clear outside. Car outside. Clear. Car outside.
And I'm not entirely sure when this version for NR2003 was made,
Still there.
but it's a fun track. I wish, there weren't some issues with the AI. But then again, we've gone over 20 laps now without an issue with wrecks and whatnot. And from my captain's chair, this was the best option, just to run it without damage and without cautions. I forget, that wreck happened right in front of us early on, and I forget who was even involved.
Outside. Keep low. Keep low. Stay low. Clear.
We have our work cut out for us if we're going to win this, because we're not going to win this. Unless there's some big wrecks and we can, you know, all of the leaders slowly get slowed up and involved in stuff and we can catch them. We're not going to catch them. That's just the way she is. Hope everyone's been enjoying the season so far. And you know, my spirits are up, even though we're not able to run a true race here. My spirits are up because this is a this is a fun track. I mean, the actual racing is pretty awesome.
Inside. Clear. Car inside. Still there.
And they whoever made it did a hell of a job putting it together. And I mean, it's not going to be 100% perfect. They most likely know of issues with it, or maybe I've changed something in the core INI files of the game that just doesn't play well with this. I haven't even gone on YouTube to see if anybody else has run the AI at oh, come on, Lake Speed, you just came up the track into my line there, bud. I didn't check YouTube to see if anyone else has run AI races at North Wilkesboro and if they've encountered the same issues. All right, I don't want to abuse the fact that we don't have damage here and be able to like wall ride and whatnot.
Still there. Stay high.
I don't know what happened here in these last few laps where we're getting hounded now by the AI when we were making just slow and steady progress.
Clear. Car inside. Stay high. Keep high.
Boy, we are really stuck on this top line with Jim Sauter.
Clear inside.
I need him to stop doing that. Like I said, 60 laps, so we're 2/3 of the way through this run. Tires are still green. We're in good shape. We still have been able to pick up the positions we lost from the initial wreck. And what's hurting us now is skidding the tires early on into 3, and we're still doing it, and we've never been able to fix that, and our tires are slowly going. That's why we're sitting here in 34th and not making progress. When usually when I have the AI dialed in, we can be steadily passing cars in the bottom 20 relatively easily. And hell, we're sitting in 34th. And we lost some ground. See, dang it.
Clear outside.
And we lost some ground early.
Clear outside.
We're going to be getting lapped eventually. Don't want to drive mad here. I mean, honestly, we're struggling right now. No two ways about it. We need to find a better line. I want new tires and a new lease on life here. As I said, we shouldn't be just sitting here in 36. We should be making moves on them. I'm afraid to even see if the leaders are coming. Yeah, they're he's 2.3 back. I just saw the standings real quick. Yeah, something ain't happening right now. We shouldn't be
Car outside.
smacking that wall.
Still there. Clear.
You gotta go, man. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. That shouldn't be that hard to turn. We just killed our tires early and it really hurt our whole race here. And without cautions, I mean, we're gonna finish a lap down here. That's fine. It's all relative. You know, we're not gonna get the win, but we just got to keep passing cars. We got to get 4 fresh tires on and start kicking butt.
Here comes the leader.
And tires are happening in the next 6-7 laps.
Here comes the leader.
Man, and they block that line down there. That's so annoying. Sorry, I mean, you got to go. The leaders are coming, and you're blocking me.
There's an accident. Turn 3.
It's not going to work.
Clear inside. Car inside. Clear inside.
Sorry, Greg Sachs. But I mean, holy cow. So yeah, Alan Kulwicki had his bad finish at Bristol. We're not going to have too hot of a finish here. And yeah, we just have to put out of our mind the whole idea about being a lap down. Like, it doesn't matter.
Clear.
Because we still have to pass 36 cars regardless, without cautions. All right, let's get tires.
Keep it under 45. Keep it under 4,000 in second.
Something we have to be aware of is after we pit and we head down pit road, we can't speed. The front stretch goes downhill, and if you're not paying attention, you can just
Yes, we nailed that shot.
sneakily go over the speed
Keep it
limit
under 45.
like
Keep
at
it
Watkins
under
Glen.
4,000 in second.
Here's the downhill portion of it. That's me not even touching the accelerator, and it went up. It went up a tick.
Okay, you're clear of pit lane.
All right, let's see if we can run with the leader here.
Okay, merge when you can. Outside, you're on the bottom. 3 wide. Car outside. Clear.
Let's be sure not to take out any leaders either.
Car outside. Still there. Keep low. Stay low. Still there. Stay low. Clear outside.
And we have to manage our tires so we have something to something to race for and pass some cars at the end of these runs.
Outside.
Don't wreck Bill Elliott.
Keep low. Clear outside. Outside. Stay low. Clear.
I just realized I didn't even get to go to commercial break in the first
Outside.
portion of the race there.
Clear. Car outside.
There's a lot going on, a lot to complain about.
Outside. Clear. Car outside. Stay low. Clear. Car outside.
Ah, what are you doing? Kent Schrader.
3 wide. Outside. Clear inside.
I thought we were fine, and then he kind of slowed up.
Stay low. Clear outside.
Trust me, it's the AI's problem, not ours. I know I talked about it for pretty much the first 10 minutes of the race about how the AI had issues. Meanwhile, we've caused 2 or 3 wrecks here. Maybe I have this difficulty up too high. I don't know. But humbling experience here. Not racing for the win. But at the same time, you know, I screwed up something in that first run.
Clear, car outside.
Because here we are. Granted, it's only 10 laps in to this run. But we're hanging with the leaders. We're not getting blown away.
Outside. Clear outside.
I don't like doing those dive bombs, but I've learned that's one of the only ways you can pass them here. They get a ridiculous jump out of these turns. I'm not sure if with no cautions, I'm guessing the spotter would still call out, hey, there's a wreck. This is, oh, Mark Martin. This is our life right now. And our life is trying to catch and pass as many cars as we can. Trying to salvage as many points as we can. Whoa!
Still there. Still there. Clear.
I think we have him here.
Outside.
Yeah, we do. Using up the tires to get around him, though. Not a huge fan of that, but
Stay low.
now we're starting to use our tires up into 3 like we were the first run,
Clear.
which is going to make for a very depressing last half of this pit window run. Yeah, fuel run, I guess. All right, halfway home already. No caution laps. We're running under 20-second laps.
Is the Dirt Devil Power Pack. The convenience of a canister vacuum with a power nozzle that adjusts to any surface. Get power and convenience with Power Pack from Dirt Devil.
Our Speed World coverage is being brought to you by Today's Chevrolet, who invite you to see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America. By Ace. Ace is the place with a helpful hardware man. And by Suzuki. Your Suzuki dealer has the ride you've been waiting for and the financing to get it.
Well, we are 25 laps from pit stops. I'm pretty sure halfway through our run, on the first run, we were yellow on our tires and we were screwed. And if you take a look at our laps that we're running now versus our fastest lap, there's only a 4/10 difference, and these are probably just bad laps to begin with. So I think what we dealt with was we started at the back of the pack, we used up our tires early, and the difference between the best car and the worst car here isn't that much. So again, you can see we're hanging with the leaders here after that frustrating first fuel run that we had. We're hanging right with them. So it's just, the field is just so evenly matched that there just isn't a way to find. I mean, this would happen at Bristol too. This isn't like I don't know, a bigger track like Charlotte or something where we're obviously faster than the AI. We have multiple points on the track to gain position on them and gain time on them. And at a short track, that's just not the case, especially because they can brake so well and they know exactly when to get back into the throttle. Me, it's kind of touch and go every turn. But hey, we're in 33rd. 60 some laps left. And one way we can quote unquote cheat here is short pit, because we know a caution isn't coming out, so we can optimize our car and just have the freshest tires possible all race. Which I think we're on that window now. Or no, with 50 to go, we will. At 110, we're going to pit, because we pitted lap 60 with 100 to go. So then we would want to pit again with 50 to go to split the rest of the race in half. So we're going to be pitting 110, and we'll see if the AI is smart, and see if some cars do that too, instead of doing it 120. I think I was able to pass Kyle Petty because he got weird in a turn, but now he's coming back.
Stay high. Stay high.
Yeah, we're yellow on the tires, and that's fine.
Stay high. You're up top. 3 wide. Inside. Keep high. Clear inside. Inside. Keep high.
Having to deal with the leaders hurts us, though, because, I mean, we're trying to track down these other cars.
Clear inside. Car inside. Stay high. Stay high. Clear. Car inside.
And we're stuck up top right now, which we don't want to be,
Clear
because
inside.
we want to be pitting here in the next couple laps. Next time by, we're pitting. And the AI being on slow tires, plus being in traffic, we can finally catch a break here if we come out of the pits on fresh tires with open track in front of us. And it's just, that'll just be a matter of luck.
Keep it under 45. Keep it under 4,000 in second. That car's a lap down.
Again, no cautions here. We don't have to worry about getting put a lap down. Let's just not mess up our pit stop. Something else too, I mentioned I was going to run the cockpit view this race. I had also decided to go all in and change the spotter pack, and I downloaded the Jimmy Johnson, the JJ30, I think, spotter pack. which is great.
Go, go, go.
Again, amazing job. I'll never crap on people who take the time to do something for the game,
Keep it under
but
4,000.
for our personal
Speed
use,
now. Keep it on 4,000.
it was no good. Because the spotter was just talking just now on us, but that JJ Pack, he doesn't shut up. Like I couldn't get a word in edgewise. I was doing like a 10, 15, oh, open track here, this is good. I was doing like a 10, 15 lap experiment just to test the sound levels to see if the spotter was louder in that pack, and I'd have to change the sound levels for YouTube and everything. And when I was trying to talk, he just wouldn't shut up. Like it got to the point where it was annoying. So we couldn't use it.
Outside. Stay low.
But
Still there.
in digging into the game,
Clear.
I found a way to change how the pit road official looks like and what the flagger looks like. We can give them
Clear outside.
true Winston Cup uniforms,
Clear inside.
and we'll be seeing that at Martinsville. Should have went all in and did it for this race, given all the signage here and the nostalgia of the North Wilkesboro track. But one thing at a time. And it sucks because I had the cockpit view ready, and that's why I was digging into the game, because I was trying to find the cockpit images so we could put stuff on our dashboard. You know, the name of the channel, my little AC logo thing, little things like that. Put Brett Bodine's name and everything. But, you know, with my
Clear outside.
getting dizzy, just that wasn't going to happen.
The leader's pitting now. Inside.
All right, so we got a taste of what the AI does before they pit there. We kind of rush up the track in 1 and 2. All right, there's Mike Potter. He was mired with, he was just in crap with the leaders. And we're able to pass him. And these last few laps, I was on a delicate balance between being fast, gaining track position, versus saving our tires. Again, we're going to have 40 laps here that are short pitting strategy. That goes out the window if we don't have the tires to compete at the end, because they'll catch us. But yeah, pit stops are done this race now.
Outside. Still there. Still there. Clear.
And that's very promising that we were able to run with the leaders there
Outside.
without an issue. And that was actually really good stuff. If you could pretend that we weren't a lap down and we were racing for position up there, that was awesome. We were running. That was the first time we were running with all the heavy hitters. I mean, that was. I don't remember seeing Davey Allison, but I remember seeing Colwicky, obviously. Elliott, we almost wrecked. And Kyle Petty initially passed us. So, it's good stuff.
Outside. Keep low. Keep low. Still there.
All right, these are all from. Here we are, 25th.
Clear.
Top 25 would be great.
it up. Keep digging. Clear inside. Car inside. Clear inside. Car outside. Still there. Stay low. Still there. Clear.
Oh, we got a wreck here.
In the field. Inside. You got a slow car.
Hey, we made some passes.
You got a slow car down low. We
That's
got
big.
trouble in turn one.
Jimmy Spencer really went for a ride. I was taking a break there from the action. Kind of just settling in, knowing, you know, this is where we're at now. I mean, we're going to finish.
You're now in the top 20.
Hey, top 20 now. Now we're getting finally hearing the engine. That means we've had good racing here. We've always been around cars and battling. But now you can hear the engine I was talking about way back at the beginning of the race. How it's basically what inside the cockpit sounds like. Actually, I'll shut up so you can actually hear it. How about that? Alright, I was looking at the standings there. Or whatever, the race info on the bottom right. And we'll keep an eye on Lake Speed there in the 83. He's probably going to catch us and pass us. Top 25 is the goal. Top 20 sounds sexy. We'll see if we can hold him off. We did just gain 4/10. He could be battling with somebody back there. But yeah, the problem with the AI here was we saw that wreck. I at least showed a replay, because anytime I drive through a wreck, I don't want to confuse anyone watching by I'd rather just show us driving through the wreck and then showing a replay of it rather than showing it happen in real time and having two things happening on the screen at once, you know. So that happened in front of us, so I'll probably just show it. I will have probably shown a replay of it after the fact. I know Jimmy Spencer was involved. Looks like he did he got spun around, T-boned pretty hard. But with damage on, he would be, he'd be done for the race, and he'd be sitting there on the track beat up. The AI cars here will take the yellow, and they're still flying around the track to pick up the pace car. And the car just doesn't disappear from the track in time. And there was one in that race I talked about where there were only like 15, 12 cars left. There was an accordion wreck where 10 cars got DNF'd. And that was 50 laps in, and I still ran an extra 20 laps for some reason. That was the accordion DNF should have been the sign that it was time to figure out a new attack plan.
Car inside. Clear inside.
So things are looking much better than they were 45 minutes ago, an hour ago, wherever we're at now. 35th, just having have a very frustrating time of it. But then we figured her out. The game changer. The game changer here was the short pit. And that wreck that we survived, quote unquote. Jeff Gordon doesn't want to get around Hutch Strickland. And this is what I was talking about, the cars being evenly matched. That, you know, we have a... This is why I took care of my tires at the beginning of this final run, so we could race right here. And I'm doing what I can here to pass them without wrecking them and everything. But the cars are just so evenly matched here. It's just tough. That's fine with me. But we know that we can, for that second North Wilkesboro race, we can at least start in the top 20. We can set up, we can get the obviously a top 20 car. So we can start in the top 20 somewhere. I'll get the AI qualifying times figured out so I can get us a good baseline for that. And that'll be good. That'll be fun. Very promising. Other than, you know, not having cautions and everything, this was good. Big fan of the track. But we aren't finished with user-created tracks this season. I've decided, just because I don't want people to be mad at me, and because I really wanted to dig into it, we are running the quote-unquote old layout of Sears Point with the carousel. In the '97 season, I remember some people didn't, or it's not that they complained or anything. They just said, hey, you should know that they didn't do this layout in 1997. The Infineon layout with the chute, which I was well aware of, but I just didn't feel like dialing in another track with the tire wear and stuff. And after I had run Infineon a bunch, I had downloaded that 1995 Sears Point, it's called. And it just didn't handle the same. And we were getting close to the actual race that I wanted to record. And I just punted it and said, nope. But we'll be doing it this year. I just ran some practice laps around there, trying to get up to near real world speed. And we're close to it. So we'll be good to go, and it'll be a good, exciting race. Yep, just winding down the laps here. Darrell Waltrip in the lead, but he's fighting Kulwicki. Going into short track season, I upped Darrell Waltrip's short track numbers because, deservedly so, for him.
Just 5 more to go.
And he might get a rogue win here. That'll be great, unless he's pitting here. No, it's Jimmy Means. Jeff Gordon just took out Hutch Strickland. That was cold-blooded. Let's hope he didn't take out Darrell Waltrip. Because Darrell Waltrip's probably behind us somewhere. That was an ice-cold kill by Jeff Gordon right there. Hey, we gained a spot. Yeah, we're getting the white flag here, which means the leader is close by. Which means this coming up is our final lap.
White flag. One more lap to go.
We'll try to give Jeff Gordon something. But we don't have enough. That's fine. We held off lake speed. Finishing 18th. Not awful. Good job. Good job, team.
All right, there's the checkered flag. Okay, that's it. We'll get them next time. Keep it under 45. Keep it under 4,000 in seconds.
All right, as we saw down the stretch there, Darrell Waltrip did get the win. Good for him. Kowicki finished second. We're going to be taking a hit in the points here. Cal Petty third. All the big names there in the top 10. There we are finishing 18th. Should have been 19th. Should have been 19th, but Jeff Gordon took out Hutch Strickland. Dick Trickle almost got into the top 10 there. Checking out the rest of the stuff. Harry Gant. I mean, Harry Gant finished, what, third, fourth, fifth in the 92 standings. I'm trying to keep an eye on him. Again, it's a hard juggle trying to get all these drivers their due wins and points. It's just tough. Hutch Strickland ended up finishing 30th after that stuff. And Dale Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt had it's saying a DNF with a header issue, but I think he had gotten back out onto the track. I had meant to mention it when I saw him. He was coming onto the backstretch, I think, one of the first cars on that last round of pit stops. He had come back onto the track. He was the first car I saw that had pitted, and I thought it was a little bit early. So I think he had an issue. And Jimmy Means, he was off the pit window somewhere. So, all right, so no complaints. We had a good, fun race here. My arm's tired. It's good. My arm's going to be tired next race because we're going to Martinsville, but then we're hitting some nice, fast tracks. Talladega, Charlotte, and Dover. And I think we go to Michigan, and we're going to Pocono, and we're going to Sears Point. We have a lot after we get through Martinsville, which is going to be a dogfight. We're going to have some fun races coming. All right. Thanks for watching.